Hey, hun, what's going on? Are you still out running?
Hey, babe. Yeah. Hold up. Let me stop. Okay, sorry, what's going on?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure you're going to be home in the next hour or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. I know how much you hate being interrupted when you're training.
Well, I do have the Manly Man marathons coming up. I need to be in tip-top shape, but it's okay. I need a breather, and there's a park bench right here.
Well, I guess it doesn't help me asking about dinner then? Since you're training and all?
Just as long as it's something not too carb crazy.
So, no mac and cheese with fried chicken? Dang, I guess I'll have to throw it out to the dogs.
Haha, very funny. This is serious business. I have to keep all of that type of stuff away from me. And it's a good excuse not to buy any more Lucky Charms for the kids, too.
Yeah, I suppose you're right about that.
You really do have to stop buying that crap for them. Seriously, Lindsay.
All right. I know. It's just...
It's just what?
You're not the one pushing them around in the cart at the grocery store when they're screaming for it, is all.
Hey, that's no excuse to indulge them, and you know it.
All right, fine. Why are you coming at me so hot today? I thought that running was supposed to relieve stress.
Sorry, maybe I'm just hungry. I don't know.
Well, you need to be careful. If you're training, you need to stay on top of your diet, right?
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I've got it. I'm gonna kill it this year, babe. I'm gonna destroy this thing. Just you wait and see.
Well, I believe you. You've been working really hard, babe.
Yeah? So you're pretty impressed?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you've noticed how big my muscles have been getting and stuff?
Oh yeah, hun, I totally have. You're a big, buff guy.
Yeah. I've been doing it without any of that testosterone or crap that the guys at the gym use. This is all me, baby. All natural. Cage-free, farm-fresh.
Okay then. Honey, I don't want to tell you to... Well...
Yeah? What?
I just don't want you to take all of this too far, that's all. I mean, don't get carried away.
What do you mean?
I just mean that ever since you lost the weight, which I'm so proud of you for, by the way, it just seems like you've been filling the hole left by food with exercise and hanging out at the gym with your weightlifting bros.
Well, so what? I'm just trying to be healthy. You're the one who wanted me to get in shape, remember?
You wanted to get in shape too. If you didn't, it wouldn't have happened, right?
Yeah, well, I know.
So, you're pretty flippin' awesome in my book, babe. But I just want to make sure that your priorities are balanced.
What do you mean by priorities? What priorities of mine aren't balanced?
I just want to make sure that the gym bros are getting as much time with you in the evenings as your children and wife.
Ugh. Okay, I get it. You're right.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm only trying to, better myself and stuff, but...
No, come on. It's not like that, Terry.
No, seriously, Lindsay. I get it. And you're right. I should spend more time at home. I can just do some of my workouts from there a couple of days a week.
Well, I would really appreciate it, and I know that the kids would too.
Well, I do love my kids. What can I say? It's not that I don't like spending time with you guys. It's just, I guess I'm just afraid that if I sit still for too long, I'll end up becoming that fat guy again.
I've been cooking very healthy meals, Terry. I've been watching YouTube videos and everything.
Really? you've been watching YouTube videos about cooking healthy for me?
Well, for me too. I figured maybe I should try to take a little better care of myself too. I'm not getting any younger, right?
Right. Well, that's awesome, babe. That really makes me happy.
So listen, I know you're very anti-dessert right now, but I'm going shopping later. And maybe you wanted something sugar-free? Like those frozen lemon pops you like?
Oh, dang it, Lindsay. You know how that kind of stuff triggers me.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Plus, you know how those things aren't really sugar-free. Even the artificial sweeteners are bad. Worse, actually. Much, much worse.
Alright, geez, no dessert of any kind. No problem, I'll get a fruit salad and some Ready Whip. How is that?
You can have it. I'm skipping.
Okay. Well, whatever. So, the boys are having that sleepover tonight at the Joneses' house. Maybe we could,
I don't know. Maybe if I feel up to it.
What do you mean? If you feel up to it?
I just, haven't really been in the mood lately.
Yeah, believe me, I know. I've noticed.
What? What have you noticed?
I've noticed that you hardly ever even touch me anymore. That's what I've noticed.
Well, I've been working out a lot. It depletes the sex drive.
What? I've never heard of that. That sounds made up.
It's true. That can happen to a lot of people.
Well, supposing it is true, is that it? For us? We're just going to give up on sex because you won't stop working out all of the time?
No, it's not that simple.
But by your own logic and rationale, it is that simple.
Look, I just can't tonight. Okay? Maybe Sunday night.
But that's 2 days away.
2.5. And so what? You can't wait that long?
I don't know, Terry. Maybe I was just looking forward to the chance of having sex with my husband. Is that so bad?
Alright, geez, chill out, okay?
I'm perfectly chill.
We'll have sex, okay? I promise.
Really? Tonight? When the kids leave? Do you really promise?
Yeah, sure. Fine, okay? Are you happy now?
Well, I don't know, Terry. Are you just saying that? Or do you really actually want to?
Ugh, I really want to, okay? Now I'm getting back on the trail. I'm turning my phone on airplane mode.
Oh, okay. See you soon, babe. Hey, Bianca. What's up?
Hello, darling. How are you today?
Not so great, babe.
Oh no, what's wrong?
Well, it's Terry, and last night.
Oh, I see. Problems in the bedroom, then.
Yeah, something like that. I figured you're the best person to talk to about that.
Well, you've lucked out being such a good friend with an actual sexologist and all. And with her own podcast and everything. When are you coming on Bianca's Hot Pot anyway?
That's the name? I didn't realize you settled on that.
Well, haven't you been listening to it? We just came out with a new episode the other day. We talked to BDSM expert Dr. Hans Gruber. It was a very punishing conversation.
Well, thankfully, that's not the problem we're having.
Well, do tell me about it.
Well, it's just like we finally had sex. And you know how that's been a serious problem lately.
Yeah, since you told me. But lately, as in ever since you got married, right?
Well, yes. Okay, so things did kind of slow down after we said our I do, which I just don't understand. I mean, we couldn't keep our hands off of each other before. And it seemed like right after it was official, we had a house, the 30-year mortgage, the kids. It was all over.
Well, dear, have you talked to him about this? Does he have any excuse? I mean, you're still interested in sex, right?
Well, yeah, definitely.
But he is just dissipated?
Yes, it has dissipated, like a dandelion blown into the wind.
Well, maybe you need to spice it up a bit. I mean, I know it's rather obvious advice, but it's really true. Adding a little something new in the mix can really liven things.
Well, okay, but what? I wouldn't even know where to begin with him if he doesn't even have much interest. He's a cold fish, Bianca, I'm telling you.
Well, why didn't you ask him?
Yeah? When am I gonna do that? He's always at the gym with his new bros, training for the big stupid marathon.
What big stupid marathon?
The Manly Man. It's some marathon thing. Like an obstacle course and bikes and a moat and God knows what else.
A moat?
Yeah, and I think he said they're going to put electric eels in it or something.
Well, that seems safe for everyone involved, including the eels.
Yeah, well, I hope they zap every one of them.
Oh, now then, Lindsay. Getting a little passive-aggressive, aren't we?
Well, maybe a little, but how can you blame me? My husband doesn't even feel like my husband right now. He just feels like my roommate.
Talk to him. See what you can do to spice it up. Buy some lingerie.
Lingerie? Seriously? You know I'm not exactly a lingerie girl.
Well, the most important thing you could do is talk to him.
Yeah, well, I suppose you're right. Maybe I should ask him if I can work out with him or something sometime. What do you think of that?
You know, I think that's an excellent idea. Why don't you ask him that?
But then, I don't want to get into too good of shape and not have any sex drive either.
What do you mean?
That's what he said to me.
What did he say?
He said that he has no sex drive because he works out so much that now he's in such great shape, he's just not into it.
That's, sorry, but that makes no sense.
So you've never heard of anything like that?
No, not unless it was, well...
Unless it was what?
An excuse not to have sex.
Great! Thanks for that.
Talk to the man. Ask him what he wants, what he needs.
But what if he doesn't want or need me? What if...
What if you could play the what if game all day and night? It's not gonna get you any closer to the truth.
No, I guess not. So I should just, ask him what he wants? In bed?
Yes. Lindsay, ask him what he wants in bed. It's a very normal thing. Married couples do it all the time.
They do? But how do you know for sure?
Trust me, dear, I have a podcast.
Hey, honey.
Oh, well, hello there. How'd you sleep last night? On the couch, all by yourself?
Not too great, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's just too bad. Sorry, I just couldn't sleep with a man covered in creamed corn and cherry pie filling.
Look, I'm sorry, okay?
Do you know what kind of scene that was to walk into you in the kitchen, splayed out over the table, plates everywhere?
I know.
And what was that video you were watching? What were those people doing?
Well, it was food porn, basically.
Food porn?
Well, for the normies, that's what I call it.
The normies? So I'm a normie. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I guess so.
And what does that make you then? Not so normie?
Look, obviously you caught me in a compromising situation.
Yeah. I'll say, Terry. You barely touch me in practically years, and then I walk in on that?
Look, I already feel bad enough. Embarrassed enough. You don't have to make me feel worse. You don't have to kink shame me.
I'm not trying to kink shame you. Honest. Terry, I'm just confused. Up until yesterday, I didn't even know that you had a kink.
Yeah, well, I do. Now you know.
So, what is it exactly?
Well, I like to involve food, I guess.
Okay. Just like in any particular way?
Well, no, not really.
And is this like psychologically something to do with your weight?
What? What the heck, Lindsay? You're not my shrink, okay? I wasn't looking for advice on how to beat it.
Oh, well, I guess you don't need any advice on that front.
You know what I mean. This is just part of who I am. Don't judge me. This is not what I need from you.
Okay, I'm not judging you. I just want to understand you.
So how could you understand?
Well, I mean, have you ever considered asking me to join in with you?
You mean like insert food into our lovemaking?
Well, if that's what you want to call it these days. I mean, let's face it, it's not exactly very exciting these days, is it? Or has been since we got married.
But I mean, would you really be into that though?
Well, I'm into you. You're my husband, and I want to make you happy. So, yes, I'm willing to try it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that we could maybe try that out. Yeah.
I love you, honey. I want us to work. I want us to be happy.
I know. Me too.
So, what do I do? Should I, go shopping or something? Buy a tarp?
Well, yeah, I guess so. A tarp for the bed would be good.
Wait, let me get a pencil.
Okay.
Alright, let's see here. A tarp. Okay, what else?
Gloves for you if you want them.
We have gloves.
We do?
Yeah, latex disposables from the pandemic.
Oh, okay then. That's good.
What else? What kind of food? It's a sale day at Ralph's.
Oh, good.
Strawberries and chocolate?
Yeah, sure. Strawberries and chocolate? That's always good. Cranberry sauce?
Cranberry sauce?
Yeah, the canned stuff. I'll explain later.
Okay.
Are you sure that you're willing to do this for me, Lindsay?
Yes, Terry, I said I would.
I never thought that I'd be sharing this part of my life with you.
Well, I'm glad that you're willing to do it before it starts causing serious problems in our marriage. Is this the reason you've been so reluctant to have sex with me for so long?
I was just ashamed, I guess.
Ashamed of your kink?
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe there is something psychological to it, I guess. I'd just rather not analyze it too closely.
Well, it seems pretty harmless to me, Terry.
Really? Do you think so?
Well, sure. I mean, all you're doing is playing with food, You aren't eating any of it, are you?
No. Actually, I think this helps stop me from eating it.
Well then, I don't see how it could be a bad thing. I don't see why it's not something we can share.
Well, okay then. Honestly, I never really thought that you'd be so accepting of all of this. Frankly, I thought you were going to, divorce me or something.
That's ridiculous. We have kids together, and it's not like you're cheating on me. This isn't something that we can't work out ourselves. I'm sure couples counseling in the bedroom. Whatever it takes.
Well, okay. Couples counseling too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I really think that may help us out a lot right now. Don't you?
Okay, fine. But I don't want to talk to that weird friend of yours about any of this.
Bianca? Okay, that's fine, but she may have some pretty good insights on it. She's an expert after all.
Yeah, expert. I've listened to that podcast of hers, and trust me, she has no idea what she's talking about.
You've listened to Hot Pod?
Yeah, and she doesn't know anything about kinks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, what makes her an authority on any of this? What's her love life like?
Well, she has many suitors.
Yeah, so she claims. I bet it's all a front. I bet she doesn't have anybody.
Hey, she's my friend Terry, and she's been a big help through all of this.
Well, just be careful. I'm not so sure I trust her.
Okay, whatever, Terry.
Oh, and sour cream and onion chips. Get sour cream and onion chips.
So, how did it go? Did you two feast on each other last night?
Yeah, sure. I guess we did.
What? What's wrong? It didn't go well?
Well, it went messy. That's for sure.
What happened?
Let's just say that I'm glad I had the tart. Cranberry sauce.
He wanted cranberry sauce too?
Yeah, I'm still sticky.
Oh my. Well, your husband is getting more and more interesting by the day. I'd love to interview him for my podcast.
Come on, Bianca. This isn't funny. This is getting weird.
Weird? Well, how so?
I don't know. This just isn't my thing. Am I allowed to say that?
Well, of course you're allowed to say that. If it isn't your thing, it isn't your thing.
And to be honest, it didn't really seem like he was too into it either.
Really? How so?
Well, let's just say he seemed much more into the creamed corn the other day.
Well, did you two talk about it after?
No, not really. We just kind of rolled up the tarp and went to sleep.
Oh, you didn't even have a midnight snack or anything?
I wasn't hungry, and in fact, I'm still not.
Well, you tried, dear.
Yeah, but now what am I supposed to do? What's next?
Counseling? I suppose I know the name of a great sexologist I just met. You'll love her. She specializes in fetish positivity.
That's great, Bianca, but I think we should just go to a regular, normal marriage counselor.
Oh, well, okay. I suppose I can give you the names of a few of those.
I don't know what to do. We have 2 kids. I love them. I want us to stay together for them. But I also want us to be happy. And if there's no real intimacy, if he's just at the gym, if we aren't compatible in the bedroom anymore, what's the point?
The kids are young.
If we were to divorce, this would be the time, right?
Well, I suppose so, dear.
Ugh, I don't know why I'm going down this road already. I need to find a counselor first.
Let's just hope he's willing to go with you.
Yeah, I guess that's a whole other thing, isn't it?
Well, I suppose we'll see how willing he is to repair your marriage. That will show how devoted you should be in return.
Okay, well, try to get me some names of some good counselors and not weird, crazy hippie ones.
Okay, fine. But you're no fun.
Thank you, Bianca.
Actually, I have one in mind for you right now.
Oh yeah? Who?
Her name is Amy, and she's outstanding.
Really? Are you sure? She isn't one of your weird ones, is she? She's never been a witch?
No, of course. She's never been a witch.
So, what is she then?
She's just a normal, everyday therapist. And she comes highly recommended. You can look her up.
Alright, fine. I'll talk to her.
Hello, Lindsay. How are you today?
Oh, hi, Amy. Thank you so much for meeting with us. Bianca said you were great. And I know that you get booked up really fast, so I really appreciate it.
Well, of course, dear. Bianca's a dear friend, and plus she does owe me a favor.
Oh, really? Well, I'm glad to do you a favor.
So, as you know, I like to do things a little bit differently in my practice.
As I know. Oh, I guess I didn't know that. I thought you were just kind of a regular marriage counselor.
Well, I am, for the most part, but some of my methods do seem a little bit unorthodox to some.
Oh, okay. Well, like what?
Well, for instance, I talk to both spouses individually first. But I'm sure that Bianca told you that part.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I just like to talk to each spouse individually, and then we all get together in a group. You know, just so I can get a sense of everyone first.
But, well, okay, so I'm up first then, I guess?
Well, no, actually, I've already spoken to your husband.
Wait, what? You've already talked to Terry? When?
Well, yes. This morning. I'm sorry, I thought you knew.
No, I didn't.
Well, we had a very interesting conversation.
Oh, you did you?
Oh, yes. So tell me, what do you think is the heart of his fascination with food and sex?
Well, I mean, he used to have a pretty serious weight problem.
Yes, he told me. But why would he equate that with sexuality?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, that's why we are talking to you, right?
Of course, yes. So I can only assume that he sees the food as some sort of forbidden fruit, don't you think?
Well, that would be the obvious interpretation, wouldn't it? But I don't get why he can't get excited for me in any other way. I mean, I'm his wife, you know?
Yes, I see.
And even then, when we tried it out, he seemed like he was just going through the motions.
Yes, And do you think that's why he's been partaking in this activity with his friends at the gym?
Wait, what?
Do you think that's why he was kicked out of his gym last week? For all the shenanigans with the creams corn and the cranberry sauce in the shower?
Hold on, what the hell are you talking about?
He didn't tell you?
No, he didn't tell me.
Oh dear. Well, maybe he was saving it for our first group session.
So let me get this straight. On second thought, maybe not.
I'm sorry, dear. I thought this was something you two had already spoken about. I mean, I thought this was the whole point of therapy.
No, Amy. This was not something we had spoken about. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Or maybe I can. Maybe it's all starting to make some sort of weird, twisted sense now.
In my opinion, your husband is deeply depressed because he can't live openly as who he really is.
And who is that?
Well, that's only for him to answer. It's his own journey to travel. Unfortunately, you're the one who has to suffer.
I guess I could put up with some cranberry sauce in the bedroom, but I can't deal with him cheating on me with gym bros.
Honestly, dear, you shouldn't have to put up with either. It seems that you two simply aren't compatible anymore on any level.
Well, I guess it's time to pull the trigger on divorce proceedings.
Yes, I'm afraid that it might be, but it's your decision. You can talk to him first, of course.
Well, I guess I do owe him that. Hey, Terry.
Oh, hey, Lindsay. What's up? I'm going to have the rest of my stuff out of the house by Friday, okay?
It's okay. It's no problem. Seriously.
I'm really going to miss this house, you know? We raised our kids here.
Well, thankfully, they are still very young. They probably won't remember much of us being together.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know?
I guess time will tell. It always does.
I'm really sorry, Lindsay. I guess I really messed up, huh?
Well, I can't fault you for being who you are, Terry. No one can. And you shouldn't fault yourself either, okay?
Yeah, okay.
But you could have maybe been a little bit more honest about it all a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But I guess none of that matters now. We have our sons, who I love more than anything, and wouldn't trade for the world.
And me either, seriously.
I know you love them. And maybe now, in some way, you can be an even better dad to them. Because you can be yourself. You won't have to live a secret life and just be angry all of the time.
Well, I hope so. So, did you get yourself tested?
Yes, Terry. It was clean.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Well, was there ever any doubt?
I mean, I don't know.
Ugh.
This is all so stressful, Lynn. I've gained 2 pounds. Can you believe it?
Well, I'm sure you'll lose it at the Mighty Man Marathon. That's this weekend, right?
Yeah, me and the boys are all ready. We're pumped, big time.
So you found a new gym to work out at after your old one kicked you out for your little late-night locker room smorgasbord?
Yeah, we just started working out in the back of Smitty's mom's kitchen. She has a restaurant north of town.
Well, remind me to never eat there. Lindsay and Terry quietly and amicably divorced soon after. Although it was all a terrible shock and she was angry and hurt, she'd rather Terry feel free to be himself than stuck in a loveless marriage. They remained friends and even went on Bianca's hot pod to discuss the entire incident and what couples can learn from it. Lindsay is now dating a new man who has a very, shall we say, vanilla taste in sex and is happier than she's been in years. Bianca has found great success with her podcast and is even writing a book. Terry is still living with his gym bros, pumping iron, looking up recipes, doing God knows what.